Hello everyone. Welcome to Biblical Prophecies Fulfilled. This is the fourth discussion in our series titled, Babylon, the Harlot of Revelation, was 1st century Jerusalem. You can find those printable documents on our website. The identity of the harlot city is key to determining the meaning of the book of Revelation, and is not subjective and speculative as many have made it. We will walk through the evidence that the Babylonian harlot was 1st century Jerusalem. Let's take a look at the first point. She is called Mystery Babylon, from which we can infer that her identity was not the literal city of Babylon. In number 2, this Babylon character was called the Mother of Harlots, which could be taken to mean that no one was quite as good at harlotry as she was, and indeed, we see Jerusalem repeatedly referred to as a harlot in the Old Testament. In number 3, Babylon is also called the Great City. Jerusalem was set at the crossroads of trade between 3 continents, and was known for its beauty and great wealth. Herod the Great spared no expense in his many construction projects, including the elaborate Jerusalem Temple, which was the crowning jewel of the city, with heavy gold plates lining the exterior walls. In number 4, we see that Sodom was a frequent label for Jerusalem by the prophets in the Old Testament, to draw attention to her idolatry and immorality. In item number 6, John, the writer of Revelation, apparently wanted to leave no doubt regarding the identity of this great city, because he wrote, "It's the place where their Lord was crucified." This narrows it down to one city, and one city only: Jerusalem. Number 7 and number 8 show the harlot arrayed in the same colors and jewels that the high priests wore, but now, instead of solemn priestly devotion, we see a garish, irreverent, drunken whore making a spectacle of herself. In number 9 and number 10, it reveals what a hideous creature she is. She's drunk on blood. She's drunk on the blood of the followers of Jesus. These disciples were sent to help and save her, but, instead, she consumed their life substance. Jesus prophesied of these atrocities, and we see all throughout the book of Acts examples of her hatred of anything to do with Jesus, and how doggedly she hunted his followers. In number 12, we have a macabre, nightmarish picture of this degraded woman, seated on a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast was the Jewish zealot movement, which claimed God alone was the ruler of Israel, and no taxes should be paid to Rome. In number 13, these violent ideologues were soon shown to be the murderous blasphemers they were when they began warring against their own people. They were more an enemy of the Jews than the Romans. 3.5 years later, Palestine was in shambles. Jerusalem was unrecognizable, and the temple completely destroyed, along with the entire Old Covenant temple practices. This is what the Day of the Lord looked like to physical vision. However, to spiritual vision, it was the freedom from an earth-bound kingdom to a universal, spiritual kingdom, the communion with God that believers in Jesus now enjoy. Number 14, we need to appreciate how confidently the destruction of the city and temple had been predicted by Jesus, the perfect prophet. In number 15, we simply point out that Revelation was written to 1st century Christians, to help them understand what was going to happen in their immediate future. We must emphasize that a firm familiarity and understanding of documents number 1 and 2 in this series is very important for these studies. Thank you for listening, and hope you will join us in the next video. Shalom.